up, guys? We're here at Calaveras Lake. It's 6:15 in the morning. I'm gonna do a little trolling, do a little fishing on the bottom with shrimp. I was able to sell a boat trailer that I was going to make into a kayak camping trailer, but it's not really in the cards right now, so I went ahead and let it go, and I was able to purchase a new fish finder. So that's the main reason why I'm out here. I'm going to be trolling around, messing with the settings, make sure I have everything set, because there's actually a kayak tournament here in about 2 weeks on the 28th. So I'm just kind of some new areas, kind of cruising around, and show you guys some of my setups, show you guys some of the baits I use, some of the lures that I use, and some of the techniques that I use to actually catch these reds and find these reds. I might even anchor up, and I really wanted to share with you an experience that I had transitioning from rehab to everyday life. Kind of like one of my worst fears, something that really I had to push and continue to move forward if I wanted to have the everyday lifestyle that I have now. Being a mechanic, and not saying everybody doesn't use their hands, but being a mechanic, that's kind of the main ways you make your money and provide for yourself, is by using your hands and getting in some real tight spots. I just wanted to share with you guys something that I overcame, something that might help somebody out in the future or that's going through something right now. So I hope you guys enjoy. It's still dark outside, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to unload, get everything ready, and I'll see you guys back on the water. So what's up, guys? Finally on the water, trolling out here. I got a rattle trap on my left side, and I got a deep diver on my right side. We're cruising the dam right now, messing with my little fish finder that I was able to finally pick up after selling my boat trailer. We're gonna cruise around. It's pretty calm out here, maybe 2-3 mile an hour wind. I'm gonna cruise to a couple different spots, see if I can pick up a school, really get used to this fish finder, as far as trying to find schools, mark waypoints, find channels, find areas these fish are going to be holding at. Like I said, there's a tournament here in 2 weeks. I don't know how big it's going to be, but I definitely want to be in the standings, or I definitely want to hopefully make the podium, first, second, or third. But most of all, just come out here and enjoy myself and enjoy the people that are going to be around the tournament itself. So I'll turn you guys back on as soon as I hook up, if I hook up, and hopefully it'll be a good one. Stay tuned, guys. Here we go, guys. We're on, exploring this new little area. I wasn't recording. I was messing around on my phone, looking at comments on a post. Anyway, right up on a school on the bottom over here. Trolling my rattle trap on the left side. Smaller rattle trap. I think it's like a 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce. Right up on this school down here. Right up on that school down there. And I was able to pick one off. Probably a smaller one. Maybe a mid-20s. Wasn't really trolling that fast. Maybe about 1.5 miles, 2 miles an hour. Made a few passes in here. I saw that school in the bottom kind of sitting there, and I made a few passes earlier, but wasn't able to pick anything up. And I slowed down a little bit, and sure enough, I was able to scoop one up off the bottom. Healthy little guy. It's probably lower 20s. Maybe slot. Let's get him in the net. Oh, doesn't want to come up. I think I might make a couple more passes in this area. Looks like they're kind of schooled down there. Come on. Come up here, big boy. In the net. Hey, chill out. That's it. I knew they were down there. I just had to find what depth. Cruise around and make sure they stay there. It kind of looks like they're just hanging down there. I don't know how how y'all could see that. How good you can see that. Let me get this guy off the hook. Get a quick picture of him, and I'll get back to you guys in a second. So check it out, guys. Got him off the treble hooks. Healthy guy, real healthy. See how big he is. 24, right at 24 inches. Right at 24, pinching the tail. I'm gonna go ahead and get a picture of him real quick. And we're not keeping today, since we're just scouting a little area. Not really pre-fishing, but just trying to see if I can find these schools using this new fish finder. Look how pretty he is. I'm gonna keep the camera rolling. I'm gonna cruise by this spot a couple more times. Maybe I can get the hook up on camera. Anyway, we're gonna let him go. There he goes. There we go, guys. We're on. Cruise back over that same little spot, and we picked another one up. This one feels a little smaller. We want to keep tension on them, but not too much to where you're gonna pull that hook out. Make sure your drag's set. Yeah, it feels like a smaller guy, probably under 20. The reason why I bring up that other line is I don't want to get snagged up or this other fish run and get all tangled up, and then you're fighting yourself and fighting the fish at the same time. So I'm going to turn around to him and get him up. Feels a little smaller. Doesn't feel too heavy. Yeah, he may be 18, 19. Get him up, get him in a net. That was so lively. And there he is. Yeah, he's probably 18, 19, maybe 20. Probably a smaller school. It's down there. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff down there. Let me get him off these hooks, guys, and I'll get back to you guys in a second. It's always tricky dealing with these trebles. Well, he's coming out pretty easy. So he's out. That's what the trebles in a second. And there's number 2. He's probably 19, 18. Let's find out here in a second. Relax, you gotta relax. You're going back. I'm not keeping you today. So what's up, guys? I trolled around different spots. I couldn't pick up a third keeper. I was picking up rat reds and, you know, smaller ones. So I'm anchored out here in the channel. There's a little drop off right in front of me, throwing out shrimp on the bottom, seeing if I could pick up a third one. But the main reason I wanted to turn you guys back on and talk to you was I was given an idea by a good friend of mine, Blake, when we had dinner the other night. He gave me the idea of talking about some of the things that I've overcome, some of the challenges I've had to go through in order to get back into everyday life, you know, and just physical activities in order to transition from rehab to everyday life rehab issues, and then finally getting back into the workforce. And one of the worst fears that I had was having to use my hands and dealing with sharp objects. Not even just sharp objects, dealing with hooks, dealing with, you know, brushing my teeth, you know, combing my hair, or, you know, even taking a shower, even drying myself off. And the reason a lot of that happened, a lot of that fear that was instilled in me was because my hands were hypersensitive. After that accident, after being burned, my nervous system kind of reset itself, and pretty much every square inch of my body was ultra sensitive to touch, to textures, to anything. There was months after being in my accident that I couldn't even touch the top of my head. The hair on my head felt like needles. I couldn't grip a toothbrush because it felt like I was gripping razor blades. That's just how sensitive my hands were. So some of the activities that I had to do in rehab was one exercise. They had bins. I think it was about 10 or 12 bins, and the first bin had real soft cotton material, and the very last bin had real coarse, rigid rocks. The exercise was I had to dip my hands down into these bins and massage my hands, kind of desensitize my hands, getting used to different products, different materials, different textures. Because like I said before, everything was just extra sensitive, hypersensitive, to where I couldn't do much. I couldn't even wash my hands. The feel of my hands just felt like needles and razor blades just picking at my hands. But through that exercise and through different massage therapies and different activities that they had, progressively I was able to desensitize my hands and be able to use them again, and things you don't even think about, turning on a faucet or opening a door. Those things that I had to really think about and worry about. How was this going to hurt, and how painful was this going to be, or what can I do to avoid it? And you really don't think about those issues. You don't think about brushing your teeth, or putting your shoes on, or tying your shoes, or putting your clothes on. You really don't think about those feelings and those textures, because it's just it's a subconscious thing that you do. But after being burned, it's a whole different story. It's a whole different game, to where my hands were super sensitive to everything. And one thing that I really feared the most, being a fisherman and being a mechanic, was having to deal with everyday activities, changing brakes, alternators, pulling motors, dealing with very sharp tools sometimes, and most of all, dealing with hooks. And dealing with something like this, dealing with a box full of hooks, I would have nightmares that I didn't want to touch these things. I didn't want to even fish anymore. And the thought of that really paralyzed me. But through rehab and through constant reassurance, through my family, through my wife, through my friends, and all these activities that I had to do, that I needed to do in order to desensitize my hands, I was progressively able to go from that soft cotton bin to checker poker pieces to those really rigid rocks. And it wasn't over a span of 1 or 2 weeks. I'm talking 6 to 8 months after being out of the hospital, out of step down unit, and being at home. And it was an everyday thing. It was an everyday issue of desensitizing my hands, of doing things and brushing my teeth and combing my hair and doing a lot of different activities to get my body used to that. And it was a struggle. It was so much of a struggle that there was times that I wanted to give up, that I didn't want to do this anymore, that I just wanted to lay in bed and just kind of wither away. But people wouldn't let me do that. And the support system that I had was unbelievable. My wife there every day, every night, every hour of my life for a span of almost an entire year, pushing me and encouraging me and believing in me that I could do this, that I could get back to life, that I could get back to the everyday activities that I love. And I love fishing, I love working on cars. And those are the things that I dreaded doing because I couldn't touch, I couldn't feel. I was paralyzed in the fear of how much these things were going to hurt me. But through the encouragement of my family and everyone that I knew, I started to believe in myself and believe in the things that I could do, and believing that I could overcome this pain, that I could overcome this fear that would just paralyze me. And it's been just over a year and a half, about 1 year and 7-8 months, that it's taking me to get to this point. And one thing that I wanted to show you guys was how far I've come, and through you guys' support, and through people never giving up on me, and me never giving up on myself and believing that I could do this, I'm able to deal with these treble hooks now. I'm able to face that fear and never second guess myself and my ability to do these things, and to finally get back to almost everyday life. I'm only about 2 months out before I'm able to go back to work. I got one more laser surgery coming up in a week, and they're gonna knock out this little scar tissue that I have that's been building up for the past year and a half. And after that, I should be able to go back to work. And it wouldn't be possible without the support that I had, and people believing in me, and then me finally believing in myself, that these things are possible for me. And I just want you to know that no matter what you're going through, no matter what trials and tribulations and issues and problems that you're having, that if you set a goal and you believe in yourself and you don't give up on yourself, anything is possible. Nothing can hold you down if you wholeheartedly believe in yourself. So I just want to show you an easy way that I learned how to change treble hooks before my accident, but things that I was practicing in order to get to where I am now. So here's one of the lures that I use. It's a 3/4 inch rattle trap, blue and chrome. And I'm gonna go ahead and replace these treble hooks. So what you do with your split ring pliers, go ahead and grab that split ring right in that crease and open that split ring up. Push that old hook through, right in between the split ring. Go ahead and grab a new hook that you're gonna replace it with. And then push this new hook right through that same split ring, that same opening. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna walk this new hook, you're gonna walk it, I can't even talk, you're gonna walk it right through, and you're gonna see the old hook pop out and the new one pop right in. So there's your old one and there's your new one. Only a matter of 20 seconds, 15 seconds. And I'll do both of them, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is for just one of them. And that's pretty much something that I feared doing. I didn't want to do. I didn't want to come out here and have to touch these hooks, because these aren't laser sharp, they're needle point. And if they do get stuck in you, you know, they don't come out. And that's one of the things that I feared. And I just wanted to show you guys that I'm not giving up, that I'm constantly pushing myself every day, whether it's out here, whether it's doing regular maintenance on my vehicles or working on family vehicles. You know, I'm showing you that no matter how hard life can get, there is light at the end of the tunnel if you believe in yourself. I want to tell you guys that I love you. Each and every one of you that supported me, that's pushed me, strangers, family, my wife, friends, everybody that's been a part of my life. That I am eternally grateful for every kind word, every words of encouragement that you've given me, and I'm not taking them for granted. So that pretty much ends my day. I'm gonna pull my lines up. It's about noon and it's getting a little hot out here. I'm gonna head back to the kayak ramp, load up, and call it a day. I appreciate you guys watching. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you.